Can you guys hear us now?
Can you hear us now? Hopefully this is fixed.
Can you guys hear us now? Yeah, okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, okay.
Hopefully this is fixed.
So how's everybody doing? Now that we've gone off rails,
yeah,
and I messed up.
Now we have volume. Yes. Okay, so in this video, in this live show today, guys, we're going to be, guess what? Painting and decoupaging. Imagine that.
Well, you got a cool apothecary.
I do. Okay,
cabinet.
So you can see I have this apothecary cabinet. It's about like 15 inches tall, I think. It's big, it's heavy, and I believe it was like handmade. So you can see that it's already white, and that is because this is red wood, and they painted it red, and there was just a lot of chances for bleed through to show through. So what I did use was some Dixie Belle Boss primer in white, and I just gave it a coat. That was my pre-work. Sanded it, cleaned it, and then primed it with some Boss primer, so that way it would have a good base coat.
Boss white primer.
Boss white
Boss is
primer.
made by Dixie Belle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not available on our website. It will be after the show because I didn't realize I didn't have it until about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, shucks. But either way, so that was the prep work to this. We took the handles off and everything. And I'm gonna just throw some white paint on top of the Boss primer because the coverage is not the same as actual chalk paint. So we are gonna paint the drawers white, decoupage it, and then I'm gonna paint the base of this cabinet this very pretty antebellum blue. I've kind of been going like real moody with my colors here the past couple of days.
Yes.
Like I'm really liking these dark colors. And we are super excited about doing some themes in the future coming up on next year.
Hi, Jennifer.
We've got a couple of different, I want to do like a moody spring decor videos, and then just some like cottage spring decor videos. And then we've got some stuff. We've been working on coming up with a plan for next year. I think we're pretty excited about it.
Yep, starting January 2nd.
So...
Right? Yeah. On January 2nd, that's a Tuesday.
So we're wanting to go live on Tuesday nights, and we're kind of wanting to do a second chance haul where we show you items that we're wanting to add to our website that's like vintage and antique, and then there's going to be some things that we're wanting to just like paint up, freshen up, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And things that we're going to take and put in the store
and stuff
as
that's for the store, because not everything can be shipped. The shipping would just be crazy, outrageous, or
risky.
Yeah. So we are excited about that. So be sure to stay tuned with us for next year, because I think we have some pretty exciting things that we're wanting to do, and just
on January 1st, we're coming out with a new decoupage line.
Yes, we're getting ready to come out with our spring decoupage papers, and we've been working a lot of with different images and papers.
Full page, full color designs. Did you show them that one?
Super excited. So this is, we're just testing this one out. I was really excited with the colors and the design that's it. So these are the 2 decoupage papers that I'm going to use today on these drawers. And that's why I think the antebellum blue is going to pair up real nice with this for the outside of this box. But yeah, so we have some very pretty birds and script and bunnies and stuff like that. Just really pretty, some spring decoupage papers that you can...
and I'm working on tile designs. Like this one's tileable up and down, left and right. So if you're careful, you could be able to tile it across.
Right, you could line it up.
And get everything like situated.
So like if you were doing something bigger than this sheet right here, but you had most, and then I think we're wanting to come out with like packages, like where it's like more
a whole pack of decoupage paper and like 5 or 10 sheets.
Yeah. So we've been working hard.
Yep, because the full color designs actually play pretty well, because like you don't get as much bleed through from the color underneath with the full color design as opposed to the ones that had white. So I've been muting the white out of all of them that I've been testing, so you guys would be able to get better quality, higher DPI decoupage paper.
Yep.
So it should be pretty awesome.
I think it's
The new ones are going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think we got a video that's scheduled to come out next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Yep.
That we're also using the
A spring
design that we were testing out. And I just found this really perfect little
jewelry box.
Yeah, that I could test it out on. It was the perfect thing. So really excited about the images that are coming out for the spring. So
and our goal for this year is to get one of those big the big format printers, so we can print full sheets. So let's say you want to do a side table and you want to use a 24-inch by 36-inch sheet of decoupage paper. We want to be able to do that.
Yeah, we want to be able to do that. Yeah. So we're just really excited. So we hope y'all just stay tuned and follow us along for next year. And
we got a neat project that we're going to be testing this week, right? But it's not going to be on video. We're testing it out because I think it's going to be pretty awesome. And it's going to be something, I think we're going to do a class.
Yeah, we're working on the class schedule too. Yep. For like online classes and stuff like that. And then of course, if you're made it, we're working on teaming up with May on some of that stuff too, for sure. So. And
that should be really awesome.
Yeah, the
project
excited.
That we're working on that is really awesome.
Really excited about a bunch of stuff. So. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. The printer does sound great, and I've been solving the problem in my head while looking at the different printer options, because it's hard to find anything that'll pull something that thin through. So we've come up with an idea where I can put some rollers behind it, and then we'll be able to basically layer the rice paper over the top of a carrier paper as it passes through the big printer, because it actually uses rollers to pull it through, a solid roller, instead of like the ink jets or the laser jets where it's got a roller, but it's just these 4 little nylon bushings. Instead the big ones are one roller all the way across. So we'll be able to I think we'll be able to attach it to the carrier one time, and then it'll just pull it through nicely. And if that works out, then we'll most definitely be exploring that option. I was thinking about renting one temporarily.
Oh yeah.
We might be able to do that. Probably we'll be able to do that way before we can buy one, because they are the ones that I'm looking at are wildly crazy. So
imagine Rodney wanting something wildly expensive.
Yes.
Imagine that.
No, not wildly expensive.
I know. I'm joking.
I mean, it's not like I want a Ryco $25,000 one.
Anyways, I'm excited because we have we just have we have a stash that we need to work through.
Yeah, a huge one.
I've got furniture that needs to be done and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And then we went and grabbed some more items.
So I'm excited to.
And we figure that the Tuesdays will give everybody a better view of what we actually do, because we don't just actually paint and decoupage stuff all the time.
Right.
And if some of you, like Tina, comes to the store often, she knows that we do a lot more than just this.
So we basically have a booth too in the store that's ours. It's our stuff. So we're constantly, out picking and looking and that kind of stuff. So. And then some of that stuff is great for online, and then some of it is better suited for the booth and that kind of stuff. So that's what we do a lot of the times behind the scenes when we were not, at the store, which we work on Tuesdays, but most of the time, but at the store. But I feel like we're just wanting to share more with y'all of what we do.
That's not painting.
That's not just painting and decoupages, because there's a lot more to Rustique Relics than just this right here. This is the fun part. This is what I do enjoy doing, is painting.
Actually, the fun
And-
part was yesterday when we went out and got a bunch of stuff. That was fun.
Well, yeah, we just hit it up right, but
Going out and picking and finding cool little items is the most fun.
right. Okay, so I'm just gonna give I gave my drawers a coat of white paint, so I'm just why I set them all back in here. I'm just gonna take them out and I'm gonna go ahead and paint the base of this while this is drying. And because of how many drawers there are and how I'm wanting to do this, I'm going to use the iron-on method for this today because I feel like it'll work best for what I'm going to do. And this little thing right here, it's very picky. So the drawers are numbered.
Yeah.
Because they have to go back in the exact spot that they came out of. So.
Because it's old and it's handmade.
Yeah.
And so they numbered in chalk.
Right. So hopefully I didn't mess any of that up. But either way, so this is the cabinet, and like you can see, I just bossed it. It's real simple to work with. I just got.
And originally it was hand painted, but the colors had become muted, and
it just needs new life.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And damage on the edges, we fixed that.
So, what's the best way for me to paint this where it's not going to be blocked up like crazy? Because I really need to do it that way.
Oh, well, you can paint it like that. But you got some red on it on this side too, on the back of it. You can come to this side and paint from this side.
So I'm just going to work it and make sure one of those drawers, I guess I didn't get all the way.
Margie said that the decoupage paper was beautiful.
Yeah, I think so too.
Missy picked it out. I created roughly 10 of those designs.
So one thing we have learned is that we have two different tastes when it comes to certain things. Like we have two different styles, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Tina, we don't. We found this one. It was a antique one that was really, like I said, it was really beat up. But no, we don't have any of these cabinets unfinished. Which I looked at it and I thought, well, this is a pretty simple design. Maybe I could build these in the future.
I think it's something that you could
because it's a fairly simple design.
And maybe not make it so heavy.
Well, it's heavy because it's real wood.
Yeah.
As opposed to, some MDF or something like that. But it would be neat to have more of them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because I think it would be a good item. We'll see how good it is. I wish we did have more of them, though. When Tina asked that, I was like, man, I wish we had another one. But I did look at it last night and say, well, I wonder if I could make this. If I had a larger bandsaw, I could resaw some boards.
That's what we always say.
I say that a lot. That's the one tool I want the most is a bandsaw. I have a small one, but it can't get the job done.
Let me get this strip.
Yeah, Tina said they work perfectly for crafters to store embellishment parts, and she's right.
She's right.
That would be cool. Luan would be, or that little thin plywood we use all the time for backers. I think it would be too thin for that, or not sturdy enough.
Possibly.
Because it's wood boards. They're about 1/4 of an inch, if not a little bit more thick.
This is just one of those things I would bring to you and be like, can you make this for me?
Yeah, that's exactly what she would do.
Can you make me another one of these? All right, let me try to not make a mess this time. Let me try. I have not used this color in a very long time. So I was kind of excited about it. I have a tendency of getting stuck on one color and wanting to use it for everything because I just think it's so pretty.
But it kind of worked out with the moody design colors because this is kind of a moody blue.
Mm-hmm.
Margie said that's a very pretty color.
It's very pretty. It's a good pop of color, and it could go with a lot of, like it could blend in well with other colors.
And the neat thing about antebellum is if the light hits it right, it appears to be like a greenish turquoise color. A dark turquoise. I don't know. You wouldn't really call it turquoise. I call it Rustique Relics. Would be a turquoise, while this is a lot darker.
A little darker, yeah.
But I like this color. She painted a dresser. We were worried that it wasn't going to sell, and it sold the day after we took it in the store. Margie says she loves blue because her kitchen's blue.
Oh, okay.
We had a blue kitchen one time. Remember?
It wasn't really.
It was sky blue.
No.
When we lived in the trailer, the kitchen was sky blue, and then we painted it white. And then we painted this one gray. I forgot what color this kitchen was.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is this kitchen?
Remember? Because when I went behind her,
my hallway is blue.
Donna said it is a very pretty color.
It's very pretty. It's
because I was showing you where the drywall was loose at, and I was kind of hitting it, and that was blue. It was light baby blue. So I was showing Missy the drywall was coming loose, and I needed to fix it when we lived in the trailer, and so I was knocking it with my fist, and I knocked it a little too hard and punched a hole in it. And I never lived that one down because they bring it up all the time.
Talk about it all the time. All right.
Margie said her kitchen is about that color. That is a pretty kitchen. It's a pretty,
yeah. It's a pretty color.
So how are you enjoying using this zebra brush?
I do like the zebra brush.
Is it good on your hands?
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt your fingers? Because I noticed the other day when I was using that Purdy with a long handle, my hand was getting where it was wanting to cramp up on me.
I don't like long handle brushes, really.
I've never had that happen before until the other day. Because I've always preferred the longer handle brushes and not the short ones.
I like it. It gives it a smooth paintbrush, a smooth paint job. It's easy on the hand. It grabs the paint good, and it cleans up good too. So, I like it.
I like it because it's a lot cheaper than other brushes.
That's another reason.
And we still got all of our old ones because back in the day they didn't have the Palm Pro. It was a short handle, like a stubby handle. And that's what we've had for a while. And then that round one that we use for spindles and stuff. Donna, the name of that color is antebellum blue. It is it's one of my favorite colors.
Right. Very pretty, very rich.
Like there's certain colors that I keep a lot of, like I'll keep 10 or 15 extra bottles of it in stock at all times. Antebellum's one of those colors. Cotton, fluff, soft pink, daisy. Which daisy is a yellow color, and you wouldn't think that people will buy that often, but it actually moves.
What was that color that I helped that lady pick out yesterday?
Was it mint julep?
No, she already had mint julep. It was a color that was going to go with mint julep, and she was looking for a yellow.
It would have been daisy.
I don't think it was daisy though.
It couldn't have been Colonel Mustard. No, and they discontinued the other one.
I don't think it was daisy. But I was like, was it lemonade?
Oh yeah, it could have been lemonade.
I think it might have been lemonade.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And I was like, now I want to go find something to paint those two colors because I feel like that was a pretty color combination. So that's one thing I am gonna work on in 2024 is using more colors than just my basic colors that I try to use.
That I like.
I do. I'm a creature of habit. I get stuck. I want to do the same thing. I want to, or not. It's not that I want to do the same thing. It's just that I like what I like, so I stick to it. That's what it is. I'm not very good at stepping out, I guess you could say.
Well, it's not that. We've conditioned ourselves to go with the flow of what sells in the store the fastest, and historically that's been white, but that's not been the case lately.
Not been the case. So this will take 2 coats, and the reason why is because obviously I primed it with a white, so you know I'm going to want to make sure that I hit that up. But it is, I feel like the white priming it up with the white makes this color more vibrant versus if I would have painted it on the darker surface. So I'm just going to set this to the side and not mess it up and let it dry and try to get all this paint off my hands.
Tina says she likes cornflower blue.
Cornflower blue is a pretty one, yeah.
It's like a purplish color, right? Like blueberry. Like blueberry juice, basically. Now I'm curious. No, it looks more cobalt.
That's what I was thinking, but
a shade of medium to light blue containing very little green.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go to my sink and wash my hands because
you done made a mess.
I made a mess. And I don't want to risk this getting on my decoupage paper.
Tina said it's much lighter. So it's much lighter than the antebellum. So it's probably going to be lighter than anything that we have other than haint blue. But it's going to be a different type of blue, I believe, than haint. Because haint's more like a sky blue color, or baby
like
blue.
A baby blue. All right, I'm going to wash my hands real quick.
Oh, we got a... are you sanding this? Because there's a run on the backside. And drips on the bottom.
Yeah, it's going to do that.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's just because you couldn't see this side as well.
Yeah.
All right, correct the nose.
All right, I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to wash my hands.
That's the thing, Donna. That's the thing about the antebellum. Is it looks, depending on the lighting, it's a different color. Like right there, it looks like a dark navy blue. But from my angle on this side, it looks like a teal. So it's always, I don't know. Antebellum's one of those colors that's just, depending on where it's at, how it's lit, and if there's any shadows falling on it, it's a dynamic color, I guess I could say. I really like it. That's what makes it one of my favorites. That's why we're really hesitant when we did the dresser in that color. We were really hesitant to actually finish painting it. But
it pairs well with gold too. So if you're looking for the Victorian look, it looks really good like that too. It looks good with that.
Oh, does it? That's cool.
So yeah, if the Victorian style, like gold frames and gold trim or brass.
Oh yeah, it would go Victorian.
Brass would look really good,
like a maroon does. I mean, when you picture Victorian stuff, you picture maroon and gold.
So it's a good color to go that way. But you could also go a farmhouse like country with it, distressing it and making it look chippy, or it's a good base color for to ground a room down with that, and then accent it throughout the house and stuff like that,
which is why it worked so well for the dresser, and the person was super ecstatic when they saw it.
So it was really good. Yeah, it's a really, really pretty color.
Karen,
so I'll find something
maybe
bigger.
sell some paint chips. We don't sell paint chips, but we do give away paint charts. So that's what I should do. Every time somebody orders some paint or something, I should just send them a paint chart or a piece of decoupage paper.
Yeah.
I never thought about that until she just said that.
That's smart. Just making sure all these
that gives you an idea of all the different colors.
Okay, so since we are doing the iron-on method, I am just going to go ahead and apply a layer of Mod Podge to these while that's drying, because I want to put the drawers in that once it's dry, and then I want to iron the decoupage paper on the first top drawers, and then iron the second decoupage paper on the bottom drawers, and then you'll see. But that's how I want to do it. I feel like that's the best way, because number one, like we said, these are numbered, so they have to go in that exact spot. So I don't want to mess up the tile design by not having the right drawer in the right place. So
yeah, it was funny last night. She said, "Why has he got numbers on them?" I said, "Try to put number 7 and number 8."
It looks like the same exact drawer, the same exact size and everything, but no, they do not switch out spots. So that's okay.
I could also include a paint chart on our website.
It's the paint chart is really good. It's really close. Obviously.
Now my color wheel.
The color wheel at the store is exact. But I'll tell you, them color wheels are not cheap.
No.
Like you.
I didn't want. It was like $8 to order the new add-on colors.
The new add-on
colors were only like.
There was only 4 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And we there was this one time that we thought it got lost or walked out the door. Remember?
Yes.
It took us like a week to finally find it. I was so glad we found it. But we were dreading, like, oh man, we have to reorder this whole thing. And then you have to have one for each line of paint. So you have Silk, Dixie Belle, Terra. So
yeah, Margie, I think whoever built it, they put it together and then they built the drawers to match the slots.
Mm-hmm.
Because like some of the slots, but the drawers go in there extremely tight tolerance.
Yeah.
So either they built the frame or they were really meticulous and used like dial calipers to put all this stuff together.
So the handles on this cabinet were, what did you call them?
They were cotter pin.
They're cotter
so
pin.
Somebody took round bar, the thin stuff, and they bent it into a circle, and then they took a cotter pin and put it over the top of that, and then they pushed the cotter pin through those holes, and then they split it, which made it a real pain for me to get it out, because I didn't realize that that's what it was. Because if you've ever unbent a cotter pin, or I call them cotter keys,
we can't reuse them. So
they are really hard to get unbent.
We don't have, so we didn't jump on getting the handles or anything, because like I want to see how it looks with the decoupage paper to know if we're going to go back with that style, or if we're going to do little maybe tiny knobs or something like that.
I'm thinking tiny knobs.
We just want to see what after we get the decoupage paper on there and everything, see how it looks to know which route we want to go as far as handles go.
Because I think that'll give us a better decision-making process.
Well,
so we don't have handles to go on it right now, because I don't want to go back with the handles they had, because one, that's a pain.
Right.
Yeah, you can run to Tractor Supply and buy a 20-pack of black cotter keys.
And it looked good. I mean, it wasn't a bad look, because on a piece like this, you really don't want your handles to stand out.
Right.
I don't think, but if you had little...
I think a little, like, either a gold or a black knob in the very center, just one of those little...
would look... We'll just...
finger knobs,
definitely see how it looks after we get it all decoupaged on. Go from there. So, okay, all of my drawers have been primed, painted in cotton, and then Mod Podge. So we'll just let these dry, and then I'll be able to put it back in the box, and then we'll be able to use the little iron.
But see, now it's starting to dry to its actual color.
Yeah, it is.
So when antebellum blue goes on, it has a different appearance when it's wet than when it's dry. And now that it's starting to dry up, it's looking really sharp.
Okay, so it's drying up. Yeah. I'll do it this way so you can see the full color.
You still can't really see the greenishness that's in it. Like when I look at it from right behind the camera, that it looks like the color I'm seeing on the screen, but when I'm looking at it my way, let's see what overhead shows. Overhead shows about the same, but the light's not near as good. But yeah, it's a greenish, tealish color. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors anyways.
Yeah.
I think, no, Gavin's dresser is Bunker Hill blue, isn't it?
I think so. It's a really dark blue. When I redid it and I stained it with the stain.
You know what'd be cool is if I made these little riser benches and we did them in different colors.
That would be,
have them in your booth. That would be cool.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. It's almost
also, we're experimenting with squeeze bottles. So the next time we do a big class, whether in the store or at like Craft Acropolis, we'll be able to squeeze the paint out of here.
So yeah, that way I don't paint out of my jar.
Yep.
That's the goal. That's 2024's goal, is not to paint out of my container. So if I get, which is an excuse for me to get every color of paint, so I can put them in the squeeze jar, so I have every color of paint.
I only bought 32 squeeze jars.
Well, shucks. Nice try.
And it held the whole container, whole 32-ounce container.
Yeah, it did.
Because we wanted to see, it said it hold 32 ounce. We wanted to see if it actually hold 32 ounces in it, and it did.
It did.
It did really well. Because, you know, a lot of times you buy this stuff and it says, oh, yeah, 32 ounces, and then it doesn't hold it.
Right.
It even had a little extra room for us to add some distilled water in the very bottom so we could keep it shook up.
Right. Yeah.
And I was worried about the paint getting thick over time, but so far we've had it in there about a week now.
So far it hasn't.
And it's been just fine.
Yeah, because I used it the other day when I was painting with this stuff. Yeah.
But that's the goal is when we start having our online classes again, starting in January, hopefully starting in January, our in-person classes in the store, we'll be squirting it out.
Yeah, so the store is closed. We're shutting down. Well, we're closed the 24th, 25th, 26th for Christmas.
Yep.
And then we open back up, and then we'll shut down again on the 31st, and we won't open back up until the 5th.
Yep, because we got some cleanup, we got some remodeling that we got to do.
There's just a lot of things that we need to do
that takes a lot of time.
It takes time, and then you can't do it while the store's open.
Yeah, no way.
And we're not good night workers. Like, to work, be up and going all day and then come in at night and work. We're not very good at that. We're usually tired at 6 o'clock at night, and the kids want to eat dinner and hang out and that kind of stuff. So,
plus what we got going on in from the 31st to the 4th is multi-day project.
Yeah.
That can't be finished in a single day.
And then it'll put us out like.
Because usually we'll handle anything like that. Like when I change out lights in the store from the fluorescents to the LEDs, we'll go in on Sunday after church, and then we'll work till 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I have a certain amount that I say I'll get done, and then I go do that certain amount.
Plus, it's a good opportunity to go ahead and get the Christmas trees down, which I'm so ready to take all that Christmas down at the store. And it's not because I'm not in the Christmas spirit. It's just because the lights went out on both of my trees, and it just aggravated me to, And Rodney says that I see things that aren't there, but I do see them. He doesn't see it, but I see it. And it'll drive me insane. I have to have it a certain way. I can't like it.
And it's stuff that the average person would never see.
Like I told him yesterday, I was like, my booths look horrible. I've got to get into the store and rework them. And Emily was like, customer says that it looks good. And I was like, oh, to me it just looks horrible. And
then tomorrow when I go in there.
Yeah, we work tomorrow. We work the store tomorrow. The girls have the weekend off tomorrow.
So when I go in there tomorrow, it's not going to be a mess. It's going to be full of stuff, and it's just going to be, No. But she has a certain way she wants to do it. That's why we're two different people.
Yeah, I need it to look how I want it to look. Oh.
Karen said women always see it.
Always see it. I can see it. He's like, I don't see what you're saying.
Emily didn't see it either.
Emily is a teenager. She can't go off what she sees.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can see the lights that need to be replaced. Oh, let me tell you guys what I do. So if I'm going to, I kind of predict when ballasts are going to go out. And the way I do that is that I'll take my camera and I'll put it on record mode, and then I'll record the lights. And then I'll play that footage back. And there's lights that blink on camera that you can't see blinking on, and that you can't see blinking with your eye. So I'll schedule that light for the next Sunday to replace it. And right now I don't have enough LED lights to replace the ones in the store, so it's really aggravating me because I got a couple dead ballasts, like it totally died, so the light's not working at all.
Light's not working at all.
And it's like, and then I have to wait till after the new year before they'll actually ship the lights to me. So that's always fun.
Second coat of paint is always my favorite because you can see it. You can see what you're going for.
Then you can hit it with some steel wool. Yeah, that's the easiest way for me to find that the ballast is going to go out soon or in the future is to record it with a light, because both lights will flicker instead of just, like one light bulb will be bad and it'll flicker on its own. But they'll both flicker because I guess the way it's made, the way it transforms the energy in the ballast is, so that always lets me know. If I let it go on too long, then I'll have that big mess where it melts the inside up there, and then I'll have to clean all that out.
Oh, changing lights is not fun. To me.
No, because then we'll get into old wiring runs that need to be totally replaced, and that's a whole different
But
bear.
Man, that the difference it makes when you get them flipped over, when we can do a whole roll of LED lights versus the old ones, it's like, wow.
And there's some booths that are so full I can't even get in there to change their lights out.
So it's kind of like, just has to be like that.
Yeah, we'll have to leave it like that for a little bit.
Leave it like that. Yeah.
Or till the next time we shut down for a holiday and then have them come in and pull their stuff out.
Yeah. I think 2 coats is going to do this one, even though I primed it with white. There's a good possibility maybe I might have to hit 1 or 2 more spots.
We're using bypass lights, ballast bypass.
It looks really good to me.
Instead of using the electronic ballast, we're using the type of light bulbs that have a built-in ballast. That way I can just replace that.
I don't even know how many lights we have in the store. Light fixtures.
182 fixtures.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've replaced roughly 3/4 of them.
Yeah. From A down.
Tina, you're right. It is a never-ending process.
Never ending.
And, we had a pretty bad power surge just a while back that almost knocked my computers down. It burnt my battery backups, but it ruined 4 sets of LED bulbs on our row that stays lit at night, and that made me really angry. There's nothing you can do about it though.
No, nothing.
Unless we put it on a arc fault circuit interrupter, but we'd have to change our electrical panel out for that because we got one of those old Siemens style with the hook It's got this clamp that clamps onto the post. That's the kind of breakers we have.
So I should be able to very gently put.
All right, Karen. Karen says she has to run, but she'll be back.
All right, see ya.
So our Tuesday lives will be at 7 o'clock at night,
right?
Instead of during the day.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to figure out what's the best time to actually do this.
What am I doing wrong here? Well, the schedule has kind of calmed down some.
Because Gavin's not got any football games or anything.
What are we at? 2, 3. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on that one. 4.
4 is the.
Maybe it's that one.
No, front left is 4.
8.
No, we didn't have to do anything inside the drawers. They're painted black, which actually looks really good.
Yeah, it's just like black or stained, maybe.
It's painted black.
Yeah.
But now it's got the red dust, which we'll have to wipe that off with tack cloth. I'm not big into using tack cloth all the time, but this is one of those things when we get finished, we'll need to use a tack cloth because it's the only thing sticky enough to get that off.
Yeah, because I've wiped everything down.
She even cleaned it with alcohol.
Yeah.
Short of washing it in the sink, we'd never be able to get the powder out of it without a tack cloth.
Yeah.
Remember, it was you placed 4 in the center. The one that you just placed in should have been number 4.
Well, they all went.
Yeah, I know, but it sets off further to the left. One of them's the face sets further to the left.
This one says.
That's 4. Yeah, see how the face sits even with the left side now? 4, 5, and 6.
Now, why is this one not going back in?
Lay it on its back. Oh, you can't because the paint's still wet. And really, the only drawer that we'd be able to do anything to would have been the.
There it goes. It was just me, I guess.
Would have been the top because the other drawers are so small. They fit like little parts, I guess, is what you put in it.
What does my back look like? It's still wet.
But I don't know. Personally, I don't know what you put in an apothecary cabinet unless you put apothecary jars because you're an apothecary. Missy would use it for little parts.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would use it for.
And I would use it as a bunch of junk drawers because I love junk drawers.
If I turn my mic off, I can heat gun it real quick.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
fine.
can't, because I can't decoupage it this way. I have to decoupage it. I have to lay it down to decoupage it. So honestly, what I should have done is I should have painted the back last.
You mean first?
No, last. Like
after you were done.
I could have painted
project,
all the sides in the front, and then the very last thing I would have done is paint the back. Because more than likely, even though if I dry it, I'm still going to have to touch up the back because I'm laying it down. So there's not much I can do about that. I'm just going to get my heat gun and see if I can dry it up that way. I'll just turn my mic off.
I guess the fastest way to be able to paint the inside of the drawers would have been maybe a spray gun. Maybe one of those air cricket sprayers. I think it's called a cricket. It's not related to cricket, I don't think. I think it's actually spelled the right way. Okay. Cricket spray gun. Wasn't that called a cricket spray gun?
I think that's the one Mom uses all the time.
Critter. It's called a critter spray gun. Which the O-rings are out on it. And that's, man, they're $70. I didn't know they were that expensive. But it takes a mason jar. That's the advantage of the cricket spray gun. Is you can put a mason jar in it. And mason jars will keep your paint wet. without drying out. Yeah, it's easier to store mason jar too. I mean, not that the Dixie Belle paint's hard to store because of the containers, but if you're using a spray gun, then the Critter has that mason jar. Once you're done spraying, you just put the lid on it and store it to the side instead of what I have to do, which is pour everything back in the container if I don't use it all. And the Critter actually lets you not have to water your paint down as much either, as compared to the air gun that I use, which is designed for painting cars, and that's a fine needle, so I have to water my paint down a lot just to get it to run through the thing. But if you want to do a large project and you want to use a sprayer, Wagner and I think Homelight, they both make sprayers that are made to paint chalk paints and heavier body paints. And those are mechanical, so it has a little thing in it that spins and zzz, sprays the spray on there nice and smooth. Cuts down on overspray too. Which when I did the cutting boards for the online classes and for the in-store class, or the Craft Acropolis class, I actually sprayed the majority of those. And then we did a light sand, and then any that needed to be touched up got touched up with paint, with a paintbrush. That's what I would do. So she's laying down some tinfoil on the back side, just in case there's any wet or damp paint still on the mat. And that'll keep it from messing up. All right, we're going to switch to live scene, which is the overhead camera. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. And Tina, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I wish I would have recorded how I made the Victorian paper, because it's just basically it's the same. It's 6 different objects that are overlaid and recolored over and over and over and over until it creates a pattern. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm straight on my mat. I'm just going to go ahead and take out the bottom set of drawers again, and work on this set, decoupage, and then put these in and work on this set. Sounds like a plan to me. So that way. So I'm just repeating my work by taking them out, putting them back in, taking them out, and putting them back in. You've done that twice. But I'm just making sure. That's what she's doing. She's just making sure. Just making sure. That's what I would say. That it's going to work out. I think it's going to look awesome. So the color, it's dry with the heat gun, but it's real. I feel like it dries a little bit deeper than when it's wet. Yeah, I'm going to switch back to main camera. That's the color that I'm seeing that you guys could see now when it's dry. That's the color, that tealish, bluish, greenish color. It's a very pretty color. All right, switch back to overhead. There we go. Okay, so we have the Mod Podge on here, and it's dry. Bring it towards you just a little bit. We'll say I'm lined up. Huh? I'm lined up on a line. Oh, well, when you bump the camera, it's not good anyways. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I didn't realize that. And then, so here's my decoupage paper. So I have the 3 drawers up here. And what I'm wanting just happened. Our chat just rolled. Let's see. Something popped up and then it disappeared. Let me go a little bit up higher. Page down. Oh, what happened? I'm so guilty of it every time. What'd you do? I had it in top chat instead of live chat. Margie said it's going to be so cute, I bet it is too. I think so honestly. Too. I'm really liking this new paper. Okay, so, parchment paper. That's what I'm missing. I was wondering if I was missing anything. And the parchment paper if you're new and you haven't seen us do this before, the parchment paper just keeps the glue from sticking to your surface.
The glue, yeah, heating it up. It just
When you
protects
heat
your
it up.
paper, protects your iron.
Yep.
Okay, so my paper is on. That's where I want it to go. So I'm just gonna lay this on. And then I'm using this little thing that Meme gave me.
Donna says she loves it already.
Yeah, I
And
am
Tina
too.
says, not talking as much because I'm trying to get my last 2 Christmas gifts done.
Ooh.
We know how that is.
Yeah. All right, so, and I have this one set on the highest setting. So, that's how I've been using it. And then I'm just going to iron on the paper. So you can kind of feel where the drawers are. But it's not going to stick to anything that doesn't have Mod Podge on it. So, and I only put Mod Podge on the face of the drawer. But one thing I want to do is pay attention to the edges of the drawer to make sure that I have it all ironed out on. But even if after we get it cut and everything, if there's still a spot that I didn't quite get the iron to, it's okay. We can still iron it afterwards before we put on a top coat.
Yes.
So.
And really, about getting it on the edges is so it doesn't lift when she goes to cut it.
Yeah, I don't want it to lift when.
Because we want that continuous pattern to look continuous between the two sheets. Since we're having to use 2 pieces to do this one piece.
So then I have somewhere. I have an X-Acto knife.
I will have to show you my Zentangle art that have scanned and made it look like your decoupage paper that you were using. That's cool. That's Tina, by the way.
Tina said that?
Yep.
So I'm just gonna hopefully
cut along the edge without cutting into your paint job.
Yeah.
That's what makes the X-Acto knife so handy.
And just go. But even if I have to touch it up, it's no big deal. Let's see.
Zoom in for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. There we go.
There we go. So there's that one. There's that. There's that. Let's see.
Yeah, those colors in that.
I really like
look
the
good
colors
with the antebellum blue. I was unsure at first, but now I'm really looking at it and going, yeah, that looks really good.
I think so too.
I can't wait to see what this is going to look like when it's finished. Do I need to get you a new blade for that?
No, I'm just being very careful.
Oh, okay, because I was like, man, that's not cutting too good.
No, I'm just being very careful because I don't want to go too far. I don't want to. I'm trying not to get into my paint job, but I'm also trying not to get into my drawer, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Because it is handmade or whatever, so it's not exactly square.
Yeah, that's
So that's the kicker, I think. So it's not just going down a straight edge.
Wow. If I make one, it's going to be square because everything has to be square for me. I'll be using an engineering square to make sure everything's properly lined up and stuff.
So I'll need to take my sandpaper, I think, would be the easiest way to clean up this edge.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the easiest. But you'll have to take your drawers out again.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of doing this was just to keep the pattern looking continuous.
Right, because there's no way I would be good at matching it up. I did a box the other day and I did it upside down.
Yeah.
Like the lid, I took unscrewed the lid to the box, and then I did the top of it, and then when I went to put it back together, I was like, I did it upside down. Okay, so that'll just need to be hit with the sandpaper right there.
Well, you got to pull them out anyways to do the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so those are my top drawers. I don't have to pull that one out. I just want to pull these two out.
Why is it doing that? Is it because it's laying on its back?
Maybe so.
Because it fit buttery smooth yesterday.
Yeah, no, I think it's just 7, 8.
7 is bottom left.
I'm trying to see what drawer I have.
Donna said everything has to be square for her too. Yes. Because man, if it's not, when I built that entertainment stand that our TV's sitting on back there, when I first assembled it, I thought everything was square, but before I attached the top, I went ahead and double checked, and it wasn't. So I had to disassemble it, recut boards just to get it, and it was all because a piece of wood was warped. In hindsight, I should have put a piece of wood in it, and
does that look right?
Built a frame and squared it back up, and then attached the top and then remove it. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So second decoupage paper.
All right. Push it up some.
Push what up?
The decoupage.
The box?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Just about. There you go. Most definitely good. But yeah, I should have built a frame and put it underneath and then square the warped board and then attach the top and then unattach everything, and it would have worked out just fine and stayed square. But
Right,
I wasn't as experienced back then. So I disassembled it. I'll never forget how angry I was.
I think that is good. So I like to crease it around the drawers to make sure that I'm straight, or just so I can see exactly what I'm putting on there, especially on the top, to make sure that it's lined up. Does it look right to you?
Yeah, it looks good. On camera, it looks right.
Like that?
Yeah.
All right. Iron this joker on. I think simple black knobs are going to be what to go with, because your paper is your is busy. The paper is busy. So I think a simple knob,
Just a small, like, pen knob.
right, would work best for this.
The kind that you open with just the thumb and forefinger.
So
Mini knobs, basically. Sandy said, was out Christmas shopping. What are you doing?
So we have this Apothecary little box, right? We sanded it down. It was a red paint on it. So we primed it in Dixie Belle Boss in
primed
white.
it white.
Yeah, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about like any bleed through or anything like that, because at the time when we were doing the prep work, I wasn't sure where I was going with this. So we painted the base of the box antebellum blue, which is a really pretty color. And then this is some test papers that we are coming out with our spring line. Is this on our website yet, or?
Yes, that one is.
Okay, so this one is.
If we use it, other than the Boss primer,
Right.
I haven't got it because I didn't realize it till this morning.
Okay, so this paper is on our website, and but we are decoupaging the front of all of these drawers. So it has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drawers, is that what it is?
Yes.
10 drawers on the front of it. It's just a handmade little box.
8 drawers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8.
You counted the 2 up here as drawers too.
I did.
And then I just nodded along and agreed with you. Yeah, 10 drawers.
10 drawers, yeah. So yeah, and we're just decoupaging the front of the drawer.
And we're coming out, so on January 1st, all of our current decoupage that's online is coming offline.
Right.
And that's going to be all the fall and all the Christmas.
Right.
Because next year, it's going to be different paper. It's going to be different designs. Everything's going to be different. Each year is going to be new stuff. I'm not going to do the same stuff over and over.
Right. And then.
So
yeah.
we're going to start with our spring line. It's going to start coming out on January the 2nd. Actually, no, it's going to start coming out on January the 1st. We're going to be doing it in single sheets. You can get it in packages where you get 5 different sheets, or packages with 10 different sheets. And we're using a different method to print this time, so I'm trying to get rid of using the white and going with full color backgrounds on everything, because experimenting with it on top of another color turned out really good, and I really like the end result that we got with the jewelry box, which that video comes out Tuesday. And that one is, it's awesome. Missy did a fantastic job. She sanded it in between coats. She sanded it on after the final coat.
It's so butter smooth.
She clear coated it and then waxed it, and that thing, I don't know what to say.
It's like butter.
It's really smooth. It's like the furniture pieces she does at the store. I guess it being on a jewelry box and her putting that much effort into it.
Yeah.
I was really stunned.
Right.
Even Gavin came in here and was like, "Holy cow!"
It's smooth.
Which the kids are home today, but they're holed up in their room because they don't want to end up on a video.
Yeah, we're out of school. We are out of school.
Christmas break.
All right, I'm going to leave my iron on just for the simple fact that I want to make sure that I have it, all my edges done. And then I'm going to grab a little piece of sandpaper.
Yeah, get that 220.
That's what I was looking for.
Because that 120 is a little rough. Oh, I was going to give you scissors to cut it with.
So I'm just going to use a little piece of sandpaper and go on a downward motion.
Or away from the piece.
To get...
Let me get my camera out of the way so they can see. Boom. There we go.
My edges before we seal it up. So there you go. There we go.
Yeah, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to look really good when it's totally done.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get these.
Donna says small clear knobs would look really good.
Oh, clear. Clear would
That's
look
a great
good.
idea.
Because it wouldn't be taken away from the image that you got going on. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to look for little diamond glass clear knobs looking.
Yeah, it's easier to find clear knobs than it is what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
Tina said she was thinking the same thing.
Clear. Y'all are so smart. Thank you. Because that's what I'm like, I'll probably go with black. But no.
Yeah,
Clear
would
would definitely be, it would just add to the character. Absolutely.
Margie said it looks beautiful already.
I really am liking it. I like this paper. I like the color. They matched up really good. I'm excited about it because, like Rodney said, it's tileable. So, like, you can...
I even experimented with it to make sure that it would tile. Because when I first designed it, it wouldn't tile properly. And I was like, holy cow, this isn't good. And then I noticed it's because I had flipped my colors on one side of the design. So then I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? So then I took and made it a little bit smaller, and then I tiled the image into itself, and I flipped it vertically. And, oh, they can't even see me. I flipped it vertically. First, I flipped it horizontal so I could match it up on both sides in the middle. And then I had to copy that, paste it above, flip that vertically, and then back down. And then after that, it made a continuous pattern that I could do over and over and over. Do we get to see the finished project?
Yeah, I think once I get these drawers.
Everything except for the knobs. And
yeah,
when we get the knobs, then we'll do a post. I'll post it here on YouTube, and we'll probably post it in the store as well.
Because I just didn't know what knobs I was going with, so that was my last. But the clear knobs, I'm so glad y'all said that. It would have probably taken me a minute. I would have ended up investing in black knobs and putting the black knobs on there and not liking it.
Yeah, that's exactly what
That's exactly what I would have done, and then been like, I'm very glad that y'all said that.
Because finding the right knobs is always kind of hard anyways.
Sometimes I have done a piece of furniture based off knobs. Like, had the knobs for the furniture, and then was like, okay, this is how I'm going to go with that, just based off these knobs.
Donna said, are you keeping this piece?
I don't want to keep it.
She's notorious for keeping stuff.
I don't need to keep it. I mean, I don't need to keep it. Did I get this one yet?
No. And Margie says she's anxious to see it finished.
I know.
That one needs to be heated again, I think, on that corner. So you want to be careful when you do this, because sometimes your paper's not as glued as well as you think, and then it'll try to lift. Also, you want to be careful with the angle that you go in on. So if you go in too sharp like this, you'll actually sand the color off your decoupage paper. Did you sell the beautiful green little table?
It's at the store.
It's still at the store.
As of this morning, it was still at the store. Yeah. I know that pieces like that take the right person, you know. Not everybody has that color scheme. Like, so for me, what I like the table, I think is beautiful, but I don't know if I would have purchased it for my home, for the simple fact that I have a tendency to like dark furniture, like black and the dark greens and stuff like that. I really don't do the light colors, but like now, that's just me though. But I love it. I think it's pretty, but I like dark furniture.
Donna said, I didn't say need to keep it.
I know. It's cute. See, this would go with my house because it's the dark colors. So all of my furniture is black. My kitchen table It is black with walnut. My entertainment stand, my bar stools are black. It's either black or wood tone.
Yep. Dark walnut is the stain we use the most as far as our in-house furniture.
Yeah, I prefer darker furniture over lighter furniture, and I painted my furniture black 8 years ago.
That's when we first moved here. We didn't have anything to set our TV on.
Back when everybody was painting everything white, I painted my furniture black.
Yep.
That's just, that's what I have a tendency of doing on furniture. When I redo furniture, I just want to go dark colors. But I know that not everybody is like me, and not everybody wants dark furniture. Some
you
people
still got
like
some
black.
overlap on the top on this one.
Wow.
So I'm talking about the paper. It's still coming over the top of it. But yeah, when you're coming over the edges, you want to be careful, because if you come over like this, you'll sand the color off your paper, and your paper will still be there, so you end up with white paper around the corners. So you want to take it more sharp so it digs into the wood and the paper at the same time and gets those frays off.
You don't want to dig into the wood. You just, because you're not trying to sand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you don't use 120 grit, because you'll really be digging into the wood. 220, right. You can't dig into the wood. That's not possible.
Right.
I watched a video by this guy, a popular woodworking video, and he explained it best. When the reason why we always go to 220 before, we'll go no further than 220 on a project, because anything after that, you're basically just forcing the sand and dust into the wood grain, so you won't be able to stain it. It won't hold paint well, and all that good stuff. Now, once you get your paint on there, you can go to your 480 grit or your 1000 grit sandpaper. That's fine. But beforehand, we only sand at 220. Most of the time, I don't go past 220. I go to 120. I go from 80 to 120, and that's it.
All right. I'm going to set this joker up.
You're going to set it up right.
This hemple worked out great to protect the back. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, so I'm thinking like you guys. I think little clear glass knobs to go on all of these handles, on all the drawers. And then I think it looks really good with the blue.
Yeah, it does.
Really
I accidentally
good.
zoomed in and it changed the ISO, so I had to zoom back out. Now I got to change the ISO manually because it's stuck at 160. 200. Compare colors in real world versus camera. Let's go 250.
So what
250 is too bright. Take it down one.
To finish up this project, for it to be good to go, what I need to do is I would like to hit this box up with the fine grit sandpaper, so that way it feels nice and smooth. And it looks like I might have got a little bit too thick right here, but that's okay because I could sand that out. And then I would want to clear wax it. I don't think I'm going to do anything else, just straight up clear wax it. I don't want to distress it because it has white underneath it, and I think the white's going to take away.
That is absolutely stunning.
So I want it to be just like this, but I would just like to sand it down with a 220 so that way it's buttery smooth. I want to seal this up with a clear coat just in flat, so that way it's protected, and then get on the search for some clear glass knobs.
Yeah. Some smaller ones, because we don't want to take away from the design.
No.
Is stinking gorgeous.
I like it a lot.
Sandy said that is so pretty. Margie said that is gorgeous.
This would be a cute little jewelry box.
Tina says she needs to find a better word than fantastic or beautiful because it's beyond either of them. I wish you guys could see or feel what it's going to feel like when she's done, because when she says buttery smooth, I don't know how other to describe it than like it's not even butter. Doesn't even feel that way.
So like when you're
it's smoother than this countertop.
Yeah, the best advice I could give you with chalk painting is if you can
silk. That's it. Like a satin.
Yeah.
Like you know how sateen fabric feels.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It's to sand in between. So if you're like on a piece of furniture, on a big piece of furniture, I like to take 220 and go over it, paint my first coat, let it dry completely, and then hit it with the sanding pad just to get all that off, wipe it back off, clean it up, and then go on with my second coat. And then usually, I'm done after the second coat. Not very few pieces of furniture ever need a third coat.
Only if you got bleed through.
So,
or if you accidentally sand through your second coat.
Yeah. So, and then but you shouldn't really sand through your second coat if you're using a really fine grit. And then on that, after the second coat dries, I just hit it again with the 220 sandpaper. I'm not sanding with a lot of pressure or anything. I'm wiping it down with the sandpaper, very light, very fine. Wipe it all off, and then you can either seal it up with a clear coat or you can seal it up with a wax. Both will give you the same buttery feel results. If you're just waxing the piece, I like to paint, I have a wax brush, right? And I just wax it up, let it sit 30, 45 minutes, hours, just however. Let it sit, and then I come through with a microfiber cloth, and then I just buff it until it's nice and smooth.
And the longer you let your wax sit, the harder it'll get. That's why when she says 24 hours, she will wait that time and then come back and buff it.
It depends on a lot. It depends on your weather, like if it's in the summertime, if I'm doing furniture, 30 minutes to an hour, and you can go buff it and wipe it, because that, the heat and everything really lets your wax soften up and get into it, so it seals it up. But in like the cold weather and that kind of stuff, you can let it sit a little bit longer, so that way it can get into your.
I always let wax sit for a long time because I want it to get hard, like a candle, and then buff it off after that.
Let's say but if you're doing it in the heat, it's not really going to get hard. That's why I say in like 30 minutes, because I always do it, and if I can bring the piece of furniture inside into the air conditioner, that's when you really get
because you essentially want the wax to harden. Because if you don't, it'll just be liquidy on the surface.
Yeah, but it does harden up. So, and that's of course the 28-day cure time. But so just light use and everything like that. But it'll seal it up. So that's what I would like to do. That's how I'd like to finish this project up, is just hit it up with a little bit of sanding, clean it up, wax it so that way it has that buttery smooth, and then seal these up with a clear coat.
What do you guys think about the way that we're doing the paper? Do you like this paper?
Yeah.
Because I like it, and I have some I've got some pastel patterns.
Yeah, there's
like I said, there's going to be quite a few that come out on January the 1st.
I think you'll like next Tuesday with that paper that we come in. I think a lot of people will like that paper.
Tina says she loves it.
Yeah, I'm excited to do some block sitters with that decoupage paper. That I think that they're just going to be so gorgeous. And what I love about it is that it's very neutral, so it could go with a lot of different color schemes, and you can easily mix it into a lot of different things. So
Donna says she's anxious to see the new paper. Margie says she likes it. So
I like it. I think it's going to be good.
I like it a lot. I think it looks good with the color. It turned out really well.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, don't forget, starting in January, we're going to go live on Tuesdays. and we're going to go live on Fridays. Tuesdays is more of a we're just kind of bringing you online stuff for the website, for rustyerelics.com, stuff like that we've found and run across, and it's just in our stash because we're working on cleaning out. And we're wanting to show you a few things that, we're excited to paint and do and put in the booth and that kind of stuff, so you can find it in the store. And then Fridays is painting.
Yep, we're gonna still be doing decoupage and paint and stuff on Fridays.
Live on Fridays and working on smalls and stuff like that. Maybe some furniture here and there, but I have a good furniture stash. So get ready for some furniture videos, because I have a lot that I need to work through. And as soon as I can get those Christmas trees down at the store, I'll have the room for it.
And we're experimenting with new techniques too, so
yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing some moody spring and some cottage spring decor stuff like that. Bringing in.
Yep. Margie said, "Thank you for sharing."
Thanks. You're welcome.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all
guys.
for watching. It's really awesome. It's amazing. We'll be live. We'll have a video out Tuesday. We'll go live next Friday, and then the last week of December, right?
Right. Nothing.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Nothing's happening in the last week of December.
Yeah, because today's the 15th. So we'll have a video that comes out on the 19th, and then we'll go live on the 22nd. And then after that, we're taking that last week of December off and focusing on Christmas and the kids and family.
Yep.
And then in January, the store opens back up January the 4th. 5th, yeah, January the 5th. So, yeah. We'll see y'all guys in January for sure. So we hope y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
We'll see you guys. Yeah, see you next Friday.
Y'all have a wonderful day. Be careful and have fun.
Thank you.